Good evening and welcome to I'm Chris Parnell.
Reporting from Moscow.
Tbilisi. Times Square.
May your dreams be your only boundaries in life.
Germantown fans experience another heartbreaking loss as the Red Devils fall to the Cordova Wolfpack 42-6. Welcome to another episode of Red Devil Postgame. I'm your host, Raneem Imam. Things got heated during the game on the Red Devil sidelines as the team struggled on the field. We talked exclusively with head coach Chris Smith about how the roughhousing may have affected tonight's game. But we'll get to that interview in just a moment. First, analyst Bryan brings us the highlights of tonight's game.
In a battle with one of their most heated rivals, the Germantown Red Devils faced the Cordova Wolfpack at Kid Netherlands Field Friday night. Both teams came out to play, with both Cordova and Germantown playing scrappy football all the way. The Cordova offense struck early and often in the first half, breaking through by utilizing their short passing and running games. Germantown kept trying to respond, but it seemed like it was to no avail in the first few quarters. The Red Devil offense kept their heart and kept driving down the field, but Germantown's offense, led by Guyton and Tawari, stalled out on the Cordova side of the field. After pushing and shoving by both teams, Cordova broke through several Germantown tackles to add on to their lead going into half, 28-0. Heading into the third quarter, the Red Devil defense came out trying to redeem themselves after the ugly first half. Courier, Goins, and Hunt all stepped up to the plate and slowed down the fast attack of Cordova. Germantown's offense started with a spark, with running back Da Vinci Levy and quarterback Miles Guyton combining to finish off the drive with the Red Devils' first touchdown to make it 28-6. After a strong first drive by the Red Devil defense, Germantown couldn't hold the Wolfpack again, as Cordova broke several more tackles on the way to running up the score to 35-6. The Wolfpack were just all over Germantown in the end, culminating in a strip sack for Cordova in the fourth quarter, 42-6. This would prove to be the final score of the night, as Cordova improved to 6-0, defeating Germantown 42-6. Reporting for Red Devil Postgame, I'm Bryan Scott.
Analyst Bryan Joins me now. Bryan, you were there and actually saw the fights. What was happening between the players?
Well, I don't think it's no secret that both Cordova and Germantown are heated rivals. But tonight we just lost focus. There's no two ways around it. We lost focus, and we just didn't have our mentality tonight. Whether you look at the turnovers, the penalties, just all around, we just didn't have our focus tonight. We just didn't bring it.
Some of those obvious weaknesses were the false start penalties left and right. Can you elaborate on those?
The penalties killed us. They really did kill us. We couldn't get past the 50-yard line because of those penalties. And when you can't get past the 50-yard line, you can't score points. And so the penalties really did kill us, and just the lack of focus and mentality just really put the nail in the coffin for us tonight.
While all the fans see our Red Devils on the field, not everyone knows what it takes on the practice field. Videographers Derek Salisbury and Bryan Scott bring us an inside look at how our Red Devils prepared for the game tonight on the first edition of Devil Demo.
On my count. I'm Coach Merritt, and I coach the offensive line here at Germantown High School. We're going to run through an important drill that helps us on the field on Friday nights. To help me introduce this drill, I have senior lineman Leon Nguyen and Nathaniel Mitchell, And holding the bags for us is David Campbell and Eric Cooper. What we're going to do today is the double team drill. So when I say go, both offensive linemen are going to step inside to the defender. They're going to hold that, punching the bag with both hands. They will move up together. Then one lineman will peel off and pick up the linebacker. So that is walking through it. Let's see how it looks full speed. Ready, go! Ready, go! And now that you've seen the drill, go back and see how it affected our game tonight. Back to y'all in the studio.
Thanks, Coach Merritt. Just by looking at that demo reel, you can see that the Red Devils are putting in some long, hard hours each week before the games.
Absolutely. Every day, you can tell that Coach Smith, Coach Merritt, and all of the coaches on our coaching staff are changing the culture around our football program. You know, when Coach Smith came in, we weren't in a good place where Coach White left us. But he's really changed that, and there's really hope around our football program. And, you know, there's going to be games like tonight where nothing goes our way, and it's just a bad night. But the most important thing going into next week is that we forget about this. You know, the best football teams have amnesia. They have a forgetful memory. So we just need to forget about what happened tonight and move on and bring our A game against Bartlett.
The players' frustrations were obvious as Cordova continued to outplay Germantown. Reporter Sarah Mayer and videographer Trevor Harden talked with Coach Smith after the game to get his take on what went wrong.
Thanks, Bryan and Raneem. I'm here with Chris Smith, who is the head coach of the Germantown High School football team. So, Coach Smith, how do you feel about tonight's game?
Tonight they jumped on us quick, 14-0. I don't think we handled adversity too well. Got ugly, but we did come out the second half, fought hard for a little bit, and then adversity hit again, and we got to go back and improve on some things.
What were some key things you saw tonight that we could improve on?
Got to make plays. You know, certain times we had some balls we could have caught here or there, and we had some tackles we could have made here or there. We just didn't make. Like I said, again, we're going to have to go back at practice, start doing the little things right throughout the day, Monday through Thursday, and then Friday they'll seem to happen on Friday when you do things right, Monday through Thursday.
There's been a lot of injuries and roughhousing on our team this evening. Do you think this affected the outcome of our game?
Yes, we're banged up in a lot of key positions. At least we have 6 guys out right now for weeks at a time, and yeah, they're in key spots. It hurts. But again, you know, we gotta build the program. We got to build quality depth. We got to build ourselves up physically in the weight room, and also mentally and emotionally. Like I said, we got behind 14-0, and it wasn't all physical. A lot of it was emotional. You know, things seem to go fast in their head, and it's got to slow down. And you know, we got to be there before and gain some quality experience.
Well, thank you. I'm here with Chris Smith, who is the head coach of the Germantown High School football team. Back to you, Bryan and Raneem.
Thank you, Sarah and Trevor. Our Red Devils gave it their all against the Wolfpack, but despite the loss, defensive tackle Trey Goins stood out, contributing numerous tackles on the field. That's why he's our most valuable player of the game. He spoke with reporter Amber Allen and videographer Trevor Harden after the final whistle sounded.
Thanks, Bryan and Raneem. I'm now here with Trey Goins, number 55 defensive tackle for Germantown High School. Trey, you're a star player, one of our star players on the team. What were some of your highlights tonight?
I had 2 sacks and 2 tackles for loss to help my team.
Okay, and there was a lot of roughhousing and, you know, playing dirty tonight. Do you think that kind of contributed to our loss tonight?
No, I don't think that contributed. There was a lot of controversy going on throughout the week. We expected it. We were hoping to contain it better, though.
Okay, and what do you think you and your team can improve on to make the next game a better game?
Everything. Just need to go, get ready for practice next week, fix our mistakes, and play Bartlett on Friday.
Thank you, Trey, for coming out tonight. Back to you, Bryan and Raneem.
Thanks, Amber and Trevor. Yeah, Goins made some amazing defensive plays tonight.
Absolutely. He was a defensive force on our defensive line. You look, all aspects that a defensive tackle can have, he was involved in. You know, he was gobbling up those he was gobbling up the tackles, you know, stopping the run. And he was also applying pressure to the quarterback, which is very essential for a defensive tackle.
Yeah, whether it was a running play or a passing play, he really stood out as the bright spot in our defensive side.
Yeah, definitely. He was definitely one of the best players on the football field tonight, and I can't wait to see what he brings to the team for the rest of the season. In the latest Memphis area prep football news, Whitehaven will stay number 1 next week after a 27-17 win at Houston. MUS will drop from their 2nd position following their 28-14 loss at Ridgeway. East High School will play Melrose tomorrow, September 26th, in a battle to either rise or fall in the rankings. CBHS will move up this week after their 63-0 win against Sheffield, and DeSoto Central will drop from the top 5 this week after losing to Columbus. White Station, Cordova, Mumford, and Hernando will all move up in the standings next week. Southwind will stay put following their bye week, and Arlington will drop. While the Red Devils left everything on the field tonight, the schedule will only get harder from here, as the Red Devils face a challenging schedule up ahead. Our next games include at Bartlett on October the 2nd, Collierville on October the 9th, at White Station on October 23rd, and at Arlington on October 30th. 3 of these last 4 games will be played away from our Germantown campus, 2 of which are against current top Dandy Dozen opponents. While it may seem very tough for our Devils, we know that they'll pull through.
Thanks for tuning in to another Red Devil postgame. For more information, follow GHS-TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And be sure to look forward to another episode October 9th when the Red Devils take on the Collierville Dragons. We'll see you next time.